Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, and hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving and are enjoying today's show. It's a lot of fun. And Ron Wong, this is BW Bonus Wong. And Ron, I know when I was putting the show together and you kind of filled in a couple of gaps that I was really happy that you filled in this next gap because this young man is another Bethel Bass Cat alumni that's come out of that and already looking forward. He's qualified for the Bass Elite Series for next year. And I just didn't realize I was going to have 3 guests from Union City on in 2 weeks, So all you Union City listeners out there, I know I got some folks that can listen out on the Brownsville station and everything. Just ship them to LarryRay.com, all my Christmas presents. But introduce this next guest, Ron.
Hey, Larry. Our next guest, he is from Union City. He went to college on a bass fishing scholarship there at Bethel College under Gary Mason, our friend Gary Mason. He had a successful run at that, so successful that he qualified for a Bassmaster Classic through the college level, I believe it was. And
first angler in Tennessee State history to take home the title of the Bassmaster College Classic Bracket Series champion, and he did it on Kentucky Lake.
Well,
that's awesome. You don't need to introduce him too much.
But anyway,
tell us.
Hey, everybody knows our friend John Garrett from Union City. Good morning, John.
Ron and Larry. Good morning to y'all. It's nice to be back on.
Let's talk fishing, buddy. I don't mind. I know it's November and it's Thanksgiving, and a lot of my folks are wanting to talk about duck hunting, and I'll talk about deer hunting when I kill something, But we wanted to kind of squeeze you in here, John, because you got a lot of big things coming up in 2024, and I know that to say that, to be the first at anything, to do this, and I understand in my research, Ron, that he's going to be the ripe old age of 28 on Monday.
He's pretty old.
Is that right, John?
Y'all have done some digging. I don't know if I like this or not.
Happy birthday early, John Garrett. Okay.
I appreciate it, yeah.
Yeah. Well, so let's talk about I know where you've been and where you really want to go. What does it mean? What's 2024 going to mean like for you?
Yeah, I mean, looking at next year, it's, I've been fishing the Open since college. I've been 3 or 4 years in a row fishing the Opens, trying to qualify for the Elite Series. And it's just kind of a dream come true deal. I'm really looking forward to next year. And, yeah, I mean, of course, I'm going to fish as hard as I can and trying to be successful in the water. But I'm really going to, take a step back a little bit and just, try to soak in the
there you
opportunity that I have. Just try to make the most of it, have a good time, soak it in. Yeah, hopefully catch a few fish along the way. And, just try to enjoy it because it's just not an opportunity that comes around to a lot of people. So definitely thankful for the opportunity.
But it's also a lot of hard work, too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you got to be prepared to travel and all the other things, the pressures and things that go along with this. And
the practice days, too, are so long.
Yeah. So talk about how do you prepare for a season? Are you taking off now? Are you in the hunting mode? I know you are probably. But
Larry, he is a duck hunter.
I know he is.
Extraordinaire.
And yeah, and so we're in that time frame now. Do you just step back from the sport for not for 60 days, I guess, but maybe you do. How do you take that break?
It's more of a break off the water for me. It's like, I guess this time of year is more of my business side of the year.
There you go.
More of the paperwork, the homework, the preparation. Like this time of year, I'm getting my boats rigged up. I'm dealing with trying to line sponsors up. It's more of this time of year for all of us is the behind the scenes work.
Yeah.
And which is honestly harder than the on the water work.
Is it?
Okay.
Yeah.
getting everything lined up for an entire year in this like 2 or 3 month span that we have, it's kind of crazy. So like, yes, in a sense, we're taking a break by not being on the water as much, but we're working more so at home and behind the telephone and computer than we ever do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And, you know, you're going to fish at the absolute highest level.
That's right.
Of competition here. I've been in the boat with you, and I'll tell you, I think you're calm. You know, you think you're going to think about what you need to do, and you go out and do it. But now you're going to the very highest level. How do you feel about that? And do you have any butterflies?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's kind of like this. It's like getting thrown in with a pack of wolves almost. Those guys have no sympathy. They don't care if you can fish. They don't care if they hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
So yeah, for sure, it's more of an excitement. I would say that. Like I'm just kind of.
Oh yeah.
I'm ready to get on the water. Like listen to Mercer on the first day of blast off.
Yeah.
Get to know those people.
Yeah.
And we all know, like when you surround yourself with, you know, better anglers, it makes you a better angler, a better outdoorsman.
Yeah.
You learn more, you strive to be better. So, I mean, I expect it to definitely be a learning curve. I mean, we got less practice, fishing against different people, different lakes. I mean, it's going to take some getting used to, but I'm more so looking forward to it than anything. So I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Well, and you know, part of it now, you have a little bit of experience with the organization.
Well, you went to the Classic in 2017.
Participated in the Classic.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, so you know the Dave Mercers of the world and about how they do things and everything. That kind of helps you out right now too.
Yeah,
you know,
does,
as one of the new elites going in, doesn't it? Kind of gives you a step ahead.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I fished the Classic and the college and the Opens. Like some of the elite guys that they do fish the Open, so like you have fished against them, but it's like, you know, it's kind of a behind the scenes deal or like on the water deal. It's like everybody's respectful, everybody's classy, but it's like at the same time you have to be
on your toes. Yeah,
you do. You got to be ruthless in a way too. You got to have that wolf in you. You know, you got to fend for yourself. So, being able to do all those things, compile all those, like I wouldn't say different personalities together, but like you have to learn when to step forward or step back or stand your ground.
Right.
Like all that stuff is a play. But yeah, I'm glad that I've experienced some of those things over the past few years, just to kind of, you know, not saying what to fully expect, but just to have experienced them.
I got to ask him one question here now, because we're getting ready. Duck season is close.
Yeah.
I want to hear from John. What's he think the season's going to be about?
I think we're going to see.
We got some rain finally. We got some rain earlier this week. You know, we needed that. And I know up in the Reelfoot area and things like that, but I know we were fishing, but my duck hunters are saying, you're not going to ask him anything about duck hunting? Yeah. I mean, so.
Yeah, we'll dive into this a little bit. So, I mean, as you see it, like, you know, the duck hunting popularity is growing and growing and growing,
Isn't
just
it,
like
though?
everything else in the industry.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if we're at a steady decline of years and years and years of all this stuff piling up and ducks imprinting on new properties and moving further west, and that. I think if you have water, I think you could have a pretty good December.
Yes.
As we've seen the past couple of years, it's like not a lot of water out, and most of our birds were killing in December, and then January has kind of been a little tougher.
It sure has.
I could see that forecasting for this year. Not much water. We already have the birds now that we're probably going to hunt all year.
Yeah.
And I think December, if you have water, you could have some pretty good hunts. And if we don't get a lot of water and a lot of cold weather in January, I think we could see it slow in January, just like we have the past couple of years.
So that's folks, that's from John Garrett. That's not from me, but that was the same thing I would have said. So just to do that. So I want to throw that in there real quickly before I forgot it, John. And
hey, John, you can't do what you do.
No, we can't.
Without some great sponsors and family. Talk a little bit about them.
Yeah,
and who
Ron,
they are.
Yeah, for sure. And Ron, you helped me actually get with Lose and Strike King back in the day. So
that's
I mean,
right.
Yeah, me and you go way back.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
Yeah, so the people that have been supporting me are really the same people that have been supporting me since college. And they know who they are. And I appreciate them getting with me and standing behind me and having maybe a little more faith than I have myself at times. So I really appreciate that and the loyalty that everybody's shown me. And I look forward to representing those companies in Elite Series next year.
Well,
yeah, some of those companies Lose, Strike King.
Yeah, he's already said that those are good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're a lot like family to you, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and, you know, we all share a thing. We all share the passion for the outdoors. And
that's right.
We're all here. Yeah, we're all here to help each other. And we all scratch each other's backs. And, you know, we all become family and friends. Like, you know, Ron, like, we don't see each other very often, but when we do, it's like, oh my gosh, like we
there's Ron Long. That's it. He's still living. There he is.
Yep. But it's exactly like that. It's like we're all a family. We may not see each other but 10 or 15 times a year, but when we see each other, it's a blessing for sure.
Well, John, we appreciate you being on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
We're going to be following you.
Yeah, we'll be following you. We got your number, and tell everybody in Union City. Is there anybody else we need to interview, Ron, in Union City? I don't know. We'll have to think about that. But anyway, have great holiday season, John, and we'll talk to you after the first of the year for sure. Okay, buddy? All right?
Absolutely. I appreciate y'all having me on.
All right,
thank you.
All right, let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We'll be right back because I think we've got somebody that you might want to talk to. We'll be right back.